going on, everybody? It's GAMEUNBOXINGREVIEWS here, and to celebrate the incoming Crisis on Infinite Earths, in today's video I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make the Kingdom Come version of Superman using the LEGO DC Supervillains character customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to head on into Appearance, Head, Preset Head this time, and you want to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find Superman's head, which is of course this piece right here. And for the colour, we're going to go with this skin tone. Then once you've done that, you're going to back out of there, head on into hair, and you want to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find Perry White's hair. Now for the first colour, you're going to go with this grey, while the second colour needs to be black. Nice. Now then, onto the body. So for the body, we're going to go for preset body, and you want to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find Superboy's body. Now of course, Superboy is a character that is included in the Young Justice DLC pack, so you will need that DLC if you want to be able to make my very own custom version of Kingdom Come Superman in this game. But if you do have that piece, all you need to do is make it blue. Then once you've done that, you're going to back out of there, head on into arms. Both arms, we're going to go to blank, and you just want to make both of them blue. For the hands, we're just going to go ahead and mash them with the skin tone like this. For the hips, you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find another Superboy piece, which is going to be this one right here. We're also going to make that red this time. And then for the legs, you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find Superman's, which are also going to be blue. And finally, of course, it wouldn't be Superman without a cape. So we're going to back out of there, head on into capes, and we're going to select cape 2. And for both colors, it's of course going to be red. Nice. Now then, onto the effects. So we don't need a left-hand glow or right-hand glow, but for the hit impact effects, we're going to turn that on. Make sure that you go style 1, and then for the color, we're going to go with black. And you're also going to do the same with the jump slam effects. So yet again, you're going to turn it on, make sure that the effect is black, but this time we're going to go with style 5, because as you can see here, that looks really cool. Nice. Now then, onto the abilities. So we don't need to add any abilities to the tag button, but for the jump button, we're going to go to double tap X and add the flight ability. And while we're at it, we'll also add the hyper jump ability on hold X. Now then, once you've done that, you're of course going to back out of there, head on into the action button section. We're going to scroll down to hold square, and we're going to add a beam. So you want to turn that on, make sure that you go with beam style 1. For the beam damage type, we're going to go with heat beam. For the beam color, we're going to go with red. And then for the beam origin, we're of course going to go with the eyes. Nice. Now then, before we move on to the skills, we're of course going to back out here, head on into the special button category. We're going to go to tap circle, and you're going to add an explosion attack. So we're going to turn that on, make sure that the style is the 4th one, which is this one right here. For the effect, we're going to go with effect, I believe it's, yep, 4. For the damage type, we're going to stick with a sonar explosion, and then for the explosion color, we're of course going to go with black. Nice. Now then, onto the skills. So obviously Superman is known to have many skills, so let's have a look at this. So we don't need a grapple gun, but we're definitely going to add technology. I don't think you need acrobatics or wall climbing when you have the ability to fly, so we'll just leave those. But we're definitely going to add super strength, smash walls, beam deflect, definitely x-ray, but make sure that you go with the x-ray style 1. As well as that, I think we'll go ahead and add tracking, so we're going to turn that on. For the color, I think we'll just go ahead and make it blue. And then finally, of course, we're going to add hazard protection. Nice. Now then, onto the personality. So for the health icon, I'm just going to go ahead and choose silver. For the health type, we're going to go with invulnerable. For the voice, just choose any male voice. For the speed, go with normal. For the target reticle, I would highly recommend going with Death Storms. And then for the animation, we're of course going to go with cool. Alright, so we have done the appearance, the abilities, the personality. We don't need any weapons. So now all we need to do is fill in the basic information. So for the status, we'll put hero. For the affiliation, we're of course going to go with the Justice League. And then for the name, we're going to put Superman, because unfortunately Kingdom Come just doesn't fit in here. Nice. Alright, cool. So now, of course, what we're going to do is drop Superman into the hub world and see just what he can do. So I don't know about you guys, but I am extremely excited about Crisis on Infinite Earths, which for those who don't know is basically a massive TV crossover event starting today with Supergirl, then Batwoman and The Flash, before taking a break over the rest of December, where it'll all conclude with an episode from Arrow and DC's Legends of Tomorrow next January. Now, I really don't want to spoil anything about this crossover, because it could almost be seen as a 5-hour movie, which makes it a pretty exciting event to look forward to. So we'll just focus on Brandon Routh, who's of course reprising his role as not just the Atom from Legends, but also Clark Kent and Superman from Superman Returns, which also just so happened to be a continuation of the iconic Christopher Reeve films, but only set after Superman 2, as Returns ignored the events of the 3rd installment, as well as the Quest for Peace and the Supergirl spin-off. However, this time Brandon's Superman will now be be based on the Kingdom Come storyline, which means that Clark has had a pretty rough few years since his return to Earth in 2006, because in that storyline, the Daily Planet was attacked by a much older version of the Joker who filled the entire building with deadly gas. This unfortunately resulted in the death of every employee except for Lois Lane, although sadly she did unfortunately suffer a fatal injury but didn't die until after Clark promised that he would not kill the Joker out of revenge. Now, what's interesting is that in Superman Returns, there is actually a very subtle little mention to the city of Gotham, which essentially now allows the Kingdom Come storyline to work within that universe. And we also now know that the legendary Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, is finally making his live-action debut in this crossover as the Kingdom Come version of Bruce Wayne, who, after years of physical abuse brought on by the physical demands of his many nights of crime fighting, had an exoskeleton surgically joined to his body as a way for him to still be able to maintain his physical movement and agility. So it's actually pretty cool to think that a version of Batman that looks like Kevin Conroy has existed in Routh's universe all this time. But the only thing that I'm wondering now is, the last time we saw Lois Lane, she was with Perry White's nephew. So unless they split up, I doubt she and Clark became romantically involved again after Returns. But regardless, this version of Superman probably never would have stopped loving Lois, so I still think that he'd be absolutely devastated over her death, especially since the two now have a son named Jason. But what exactly happened to him? Well, hopefully all of this and more will be explained in one of the crossover episodes. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video, so I want to thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.